All right, so next we have Dr. Joanna Dionne from McMaster University.
Hi everyone, good morning. I'm Joanna Dionne. I'm an assistant professor at McMaster University. I'm a gastroenterologist and intensivist, and I have the opportunity to present to you the results of a scoping review. I have to acknowledge Dr. Elizabeth Wilcox, who's a colleague and friend, who has led this work. All right. So this took an entire team of people. I am one small person in a very large team, and a huge thank you to our patient partner who's highlighted in the bold. So the goals of the scoping review were to describe the epidemiology of sepsis, to report the incident rates of sepsis over time, and to identify existing literature with knowledge gaps to inform and guide future research. Where do we currently stand in the field of sepsis research? And other planned deliverables included an online repository of all of the sepsis studies that can help guide future studies, as well as be a resource for clinicians. So our methodology, so based on the proposed framework by Oski and O'Malley, as well as the Joanna Briggs Institute, we published our protocol in systematic reviews in 2022. And our initial search was October 5th of 2021. Which, I don't know if you heard about this, but there was this little virus that was circulating at the time. Like, we were kind of a little bit busy. So anyways, we did the initial search in October 2021 while we were all dealing with sepsis. And our terms include sepsis, septic shock, epidemiology, incidence, prevalence, distribution, global health, and world health. And we used a snowball technique. Given the delay, we also updated our search on May 18th of 2023. So we identified over 14,000 citations and ultimately included 125 full text papers. The majority came from adult patients, and there was actually representation across high income, middle income, and low income countries. So the incident rate, as I'm sure you might have guessed, was varying over time and ranged between 16 to 756 per 100,000. Earliest dates were 1979 and onward. Definitions varied across papers. There were definitions used by Levy, Angus, Martin, and Kumar, as well as Lagu, and then ICD and IC10 codes were most often cited, with procedural and multi-organ failure codes. There was differences in trends over time, which I'm sure clinicians in the audience are not surprised over. Our definition understanding of sepsis has evolved, and from non-severe sepsis to full sepsis and septic shock, and even in Canada, the increase in incidence has seen of severe septic shock. And there was also variability between countries, age, and gender. Men got it more. Yes, women. Estrogen for the win. We've created, sorry, I had to put a joke in there. So sepsis repository, this is what it will look like, where you can search a term if you're interested in studying sepsis, or patient partners can also go and understand sepsis. So in summary, we're working on our next aim, which is actually finishing a scoping review looking at risk factors and outcomes of patients with sepsis. As you can imagine, we initially started with one systematic review on sepsis. It's very big and very large to put down into one paper. So we're working on that currently, as well as maintenance of the resource directory for end users and building upon resource directory in collaboration with our patient partners to provide further family and patient engagement, as well as a reputable resource for families who want to educate themselves on sepsis, as well as to provide educational videos on what is epidemiology, what is incidence. I teach on this regularly. How is the study helpful to me and my family? So thank you very much for the opportunity to speak today. Thank you, Sepsis Canada, and that is it. Thank you.